always people keep on asking, like, what's new this year? And one of the standard answers that we have, it's the films that is new, the programs within it. So besides the competition, I think the richness of the festival every year grows with the richness of the special programs that we have in it. And I think I'm mentioning always films because you can always mention this kind of other stuff that we have, these interesting cinemas and very unique experiences of watching cinema above the river and other things which I think are very important for the festival, but I think the film component is the one that we should press, and I think it's the one that has brought us recognition by an excellent work done by Veton in the last 5-6 years in doing an excellent program. So I think that's like the first thing that we have. It's a great program with the films in competition and the other programs that are designed in a way to address even something that is on historical aspect, let's say, like the Želimir Žilnik special program. Then also addressing issues on actual issues that every Kosovar is dealing now. For example, the program on free movement, which is like a program called Europe Next Door, and deals with the issues related to this visa liberalization process and everything. So, in one way, this is something what I would highlight. In a way, it's the program and it's the films what is the best. Whereas on the other side is DokuFest always has been an endeavor which has every year has gone steadily and grown very in an organic way. And doing a festival in a city without a cinema is a real challenge. So last year we started with the cinema above the river, which provides a really unique experience of watching a film above the river. This year we have a cinema on a city castle, which will provide you also a unique experience of almost watching a film in the sky in one way. So this kind of small sorts of things which comes up as sometimes they say the creativity comes up only when you don't have things. So I guess this has been a sort of something what has pushed us in this festival. And then okay, so besides the film competition and the special programs, DokuFest in the last 3 years has presented also various debates and workshops that in one way I think are fulfilling a gap that exists in a classical education or in other classical institutions that you would get. For example, this year there will be a workshop from Balkan Documentary Network, which is an institution from Sofia, and they will work with the regional artists in terms of documentary production, so involving young regional artists from Europe, from the region, from the Balkan region, from Kosovo, Albania, Bulgaria, and I think Serbia. Besides this, we have another workshop which is mainly targeting the actors, which is presence of actors in the films, which will be provided by an Hungarian director. So then, besides having these workshops that usually target the artists or the directors, then we have other debates which in one way we involve everyone. We try to involve, let's say, from the minister level up to anyone, I mean from the policy level, like the policy decision makers, and from the civil society and other institutional representatives. We will have 2 other debates this year that will be organized. One will be on visa liberalization process, which will look at this process and where do we stand at, and how this will end up eventually. So there's going to be a debate about it, which relates to a special program that I mentioned to you earlier, which is Europe Next Door, a special program with the films. Another debate that we have, it targets mainly, it's something like what we want to get out as an experience of 3 festival film directors, which are specialized in environmental documentaries. And as you know, since last year we've introduced a new competition which is called Green Docs, and where we have a competition on documentaries addressing environmental issues. So these 3 directors will be giving a debate of their experience doing specialized film festivals on documentaries, some of them for 23 years, about what is the impact of film, documentary, and awareness raising related to environmental issues. So this is what we want to gain out of their experience, in order to direct even better this competition in a near or far future. I guess everyone who has been to prison during the festival, one thing is clear, that city really flips off. It changed totally from its usual, sometimes very lethargic way of functioning. Not always, because summer is very lively in here, but when you have DokuFest, you can multiply it by I don't know what to the atmosphere of the town. But I think that's not by coincidence. It's also what we do, but it's also, I think, the people of prison and the citizens of prison are also very much identified now with DokuFest. So I think that's the biggest power that we have, in a sense, be it as a festival, be it as a brand. So people like it, and I think that's like one of the biggest richness that we have as a film festival. So that one, I think, creates a solid base and a sound base, other things to take place and to happen. So overall, I think the economical impact that festival has to a city makes it more nicer in one way. So we have an estimation that the festival makes an impact up to 800,000 to 1 million euro in this period. Which we will try this year to address and to measure it more specifically with a separate survey. And to be honest, we're happy if we can contribute on that direction, which was actually not an intention when we started before 9 years. And if we have come up to this level as a festival, I think we have come up not just because we have done it, but I think it's because they have also supported us in this direction.